Baldy and I are joined by somebody who knows a lot about defenses, more importantly about Buddy Ryan, and that's Rams defensive coordinator Gregg Williams. Greg, you're with Buddy for a year in Houston, but you had a great relationship with him. I know this has been a tough day for you. What about the history you had with Buddy and how it's kind of impacted you into how you coach and how you deal with players?
It really has impacted me more than what people even can believe. And the 1 year that I was with him, he tried very hard to get me to go to Arizona with him. Back when you could tag coaches with a franchise tag or supervisory tag, they tagged me and wouldn't let me out of my contract. He pounded the Oilers to try to get me to go there. I ended up staying there and then moved on. And then when Jeff Fisher put me in charge of the defense, he wanted me to hybridize things from the Buddy Ryan family tree. And so what I did was I took George Allen, I took Buddy Ryan, I took Dick LeBeau, I took Bud Carson, and put them all together. And now there's kind of a Gregg Williams way that we do things. But there's more Buddy Ryan in everything I do defensively, schematically, than probably anybody in the league.
But why is that? And explain, when you're saying there's more Buddy Ryan into it, why and what actually is Buddy Ryan to it?
Well, a couple of things. There's a Buddy Ryan attitude. There's the Buddy Ryan swagger. There's a Buddy Ryan coaching of how you get players to do more than they've ever done before. And the big thing there is that Buddy recognized in me is I'm not afraid to break a player before I build him back up to be a great player. And Buddy always came in and inserted that discipline and that structure and that intimidation factor. And then once he saw that you were ready to buy into that kind of thing, then he coached football. But not until you bought into his swag and the way of going about doing it. And then he did some things scheme-wise, with the 46 defense that was out there quite a bit. I've done it everywhere I've been. I've expanded upon it greatly. And that's been somewhat intimidating to an awful lot of coaches because I think it's complicated when it's not. We call it the Bear defense. And why? Because Buddy Ryan was at the Bears when he did that.
And really the Ryan methodology, it comes down to one thing. We're going to hit the quarterback. I mean, that's really what it all comes down to, Greg. Even it's a passing league now more than it was when Buddy was a head coach, but that's what it was about.
Every year for the last 15 years, 18 years, I called Buddy on Memorial Day. This year was the first time that he didn't pick up the phone, and I knew that he was sick. And every year that I talked to him, in the first 30 seconds, he would go, "Greg, this Gregg Williams?" And I say, "Yes, sir, it is. How you doing, Coach? I just want you to know you're screwing my defense up." And he didn't say the word screw.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, Coach, what am I doing wrong?" He says, "You're way worried too much about coverage. You need to hit the quarterback more." And I said, "Well, how am I going to do that, Coach?" And he'd give me about 4 or 5 calls, and I'll say, "Coach, I got those calls. I'm still doing that." I said, "What else would you tell me to do?" He said, "I'd play those calls more."
Let's take a look at some of those calls, Greg. We got a couple of plays. One of them is your defense last year against Seattle. And just tell us what you're looking at right here.
Well, right there, that's a version not very many people know that Buddy called Redskin. And when he had to go against Joe Gibbs and Joe Bugle, he put the big end out to the tight end side and put the backer down to the open side and could play various coverages. But look how deep the safety is there, too. He's the angel of the defense, and what Buddy wanted you to do is he wanted you to be aggressive. He wanted to force one-on-one protection, and you saw the guards, the tackles, that everybody was sealed up one-on-one, so they couldn't cheat in protection, and then now the safety covers up anybody that gets free.
Here's Todd Bowles of the Jets last year using the same concept.
Very same concept. It looked very similar to what we do right there, where they put you see him covering up those 2 guys behind the ball, and all of a sudden those guys are free hitters, which you'll see Alec Ogletree, and you saw Mark Barron last year lead our team in tackling when we put him behind the ball that way.
And the quarterback went down on that play there, Ball. The quarterback took a big lick. But look, you were there for one of the more memorable Buddy Ryan moments, of course, when he was down in Houston with Kevin Gilbride, the offensive coordinator, little testy. We saw the punch come where Buddy hits Kevin. What about that whole sequence? We've seen the football life of the craziness with the Oilers, but what about that we're watching? Right there it is. There's the shot.
As you see in that shot and the football life, I was on that show there too, explaining it. That started back in training camp. It escalated throughout the course of the year. I'm the special teams coordinator and the DB coach that year. I'm coaching the punt team out there. They're fighting behind me. I don't even know there's a fight behind me, but one of them said something to one said something to the other. All of a sudden, blows were thrown. I didn't even find out about it until going home after the ball game. I'm hearing it on the radio because I'm coaching special teams. We're backed up in pump protection, so that was pretty important to me.